Alright, let's do this thing. So, this is, session 6, called, as a reminder for everybody, this was our first time going through this session, after I made it. After, what was it, sessions like 3 and 4 being like crazy short. For the next round of this series, when we do this again, it's gonna be a total of 5 sessions instead of 6. Okay. Because I've combined the economic model and the budget model to one.
Thank you so much.
So session 6, but next time go around this will be session 5. And then we might end up having that stuff to it. So telemarketing, TCPA, all that kind of stuff. Negotiating commissions are highly negotiable, you're having PFM, AI, copywriting, obviously we were talking about the MREA. Our references to shift and the one thing, those are all KWRI published. Okay. So welcome to the final section of MREA. Over the past sessions, we walked through the foundational models from the MREA, the systems that help you think like a business owner, not just a salesperson. You've built your economic model, designed a lead generation strategy, understood how to track and protect your profit, and explored how to leverage people and systems for growth. Today is about putting it all together, because none of this matters if it stays in a notebook or a slide deck. This session is about integration, implementation, and accountability. How do you actually apply what you've learned? How do you prioritize what comes next? And how do you build accountability that keeps you consistent long after the series ends? Because real success isn't just about knowing models, it's about living them. Let's dive in, get practical, it's time to take action. We're going to review. This equation is more than just a wrap up. It's a foundation of the Millionaire Real Estate Agent framework and the blueprint for building a purposeful, profitable, and scalable business. Let's walk through it and recap everything we've learned. Vision. This is where it all begins. Your big why, the reason behind the work. Your personal and financial goals, what success looks like for you. And who you're becoming in the process. Because building a big business should also mean building a big life. In our first session, we started by defining that vision and learning how to connect it daily. Because if you don't know where you're going, it doesn't matter what road you're on. Now let's slow down and spend a little more time here, because models are the difference between guessing and growing. When you build your business on proven models, you don't just move, you move with direction. Let's revisit each of the 4 models and really connect the dots on how they work together. The economic model, which we're going through these not in the same order we went through these in our sessions. This model answers the question, how much business do I need to hit my goals? We work backward from your net income goal, then calculated how many closings you need, how many appointments you need to go on, how many leads you need to generate. This model gives you clarity. It turns a vague hope, like I want to make $100,000 this year, into a measurable plan, weekly, even daily targets. How many of you feel more confident knowing your exact number of deals for your income goal?
Yeah, I feel more confident, but I feel pressure.
Yeah.
I feel pressure because I put a goal and I'm not seeing it.
Yeah.
So I'm getting frustrated.
Goals are hard.
And I don't want to put it too low.
Mm-hmm.
Because then it's too easy.
Yep. Yep, I agree. I think a lot of times, I think the hardest thing about goals is not reaching them. Because when you're sitting there halfway through the year and your goal was 14 closings and you've closed 3. And we're looking down a pipeline that doesn't have anything in it. Or we're behind on our goals and we put an offer in that doesn't get accepted. It seems that much harder because we know that we aren't hitting our goals and we're not on track.
Yep.
And I think the important part is just like looking forward, and I think being confident in yourself. Like you did everything you could to get that contract approved. It's beyond your control that your client is a USDA and the other offer was a cash, you know what I mean? And just kind of knowing that you're confident in what you've done.
Yeah.
Then we have the lead generation model. Once you know the number, now you need a way to get to it. The lead gen model gave us the structure of the daily 20% lead gen activities, the concept of building a database as your business, and the 4 laws of lead generation. Build it, feed it, communicate with it systematically, and service the leads you receive. Usually when we do an MREA Kahoot, or like you get a test on MREA, one of the questions is what are the 4 laws of lead generation, and one of the wrong answers they put on there always is build it, feed it, communicate with it, and water it. Don't water your database. It's not an option. Okay. Build it, feed it, communicate with it, and service the leads you receive. We talked about how top agents don't just fit in lead gen, they protect it like their most important appointment, because it is. How has your approach to lead gen shifted since learning this model?
State that question again.
How has your approach to lead gen shifted since learning this?
Well, I don't know that it's the model that's changed it, but definitely being in PC, it's given me a little more bravery to make calls. I hate cold calls.
Yeah, and I think lead gen is beyond all things. The lead gen model is about tracking your lead gen and staying consistent to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we have the budget model. This one is a game changer because revenue is not the same as profit. The budget model teaches us how to keep your expenses within guidelines, how to focus on return on investment instead of just spending on what's convenient, and how to build a business that serves your life, not one that takes over it. Many agents know their income, but end up living paycheck to paycheck because they skip this model. Don't let that be you. This model is about protecting your profit and peace of mind. What's one budget habit or expense you're planning to change after learning this model? This one was a hard one for this room because for the most part, this room didn't have any income coming in when we did that. So we were looking at a budget model saying we should spend $3,000 on marketing, and we're sitting here wondering where that $3,000
There's a deficit.
gotta come from,
I
right?
think the budget thing that I took away was the, and I had read it when I read the book, or am reading the book, was the red light, green light.
Mhm.
And like only spending what is necessary at that moment.
Mhm.
And then when you see that it's working for you, then you have kind of a green light to move ahead, but not jumping in and saying, oh, I'm gonna buy these, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna hire this person. And spend all this money, and then going, oh, wait, I've like way overspent myself, and what is not serving me? I don't even know, cause I spent it on multiple different things.
I think for the phase of the career where you guys are in right now, the budget model isn't about how much to spend on what. It's about a cap of what to spend. So we figure out your budget model, which we did, and now we have a number not to exceed. So when we get to a point where we have in our year, because we're talking yearly budgets, right? So we get to a point in the year where we have already spent our marketing budget, we stop. We don't continue on, and we don't spend more, we stop. Because we know a number that we can't go over, regardless of what our income is, regardless of what our plans are and all of those kinds of things, we know what we can't spend more than in a specific category. So I think the budget model for you guys in this room isn't about, okay, I'm gonna set aside $3,000 for marketing. It's about in the next year, I cannot spend more than $3,000 in marketing, so I'm going to be strategic about what I do spend my marketing dollars on, right? Then we have the organizational model. This model helps you scale. It answers the question, how do I grow through others? Learn that as your business grows, your time becomes more valuable, and eventually you need leverage through people. like admin or showing assistance, and leverage through systems like smart plans, checklists, and other tech. The organizational model encourages you to think like a business owner, not just a solo agent. It's not about doing more, it's about doing more of what only you can do, and giving the rest to someone else. Who or what is your next piece of leverage going to be? Is it a person, a tool, or a system?
For me. I think right now I'm set until I need that admin.
Yeah.
And as I feel like it sounds like a joke, but I really am gonna just use Lewis, because he's so good at it.
My mom uses me, so.
Yeah, I mean. If I were related to you, I'd probably use you too, but. I don't feel like it's right, but yeah, I think. At this point, I don't have to hire an admin. I would just start. Setting that money aside and saying, okay, well, that's what I wouldn't pay for an admin. And then when he is at the max of what his capacity is, then say, okay, let's move to the next step of the transaction coordinator that can do the stuff that he may not be as prone to do. So I think that you guys here at Keller Williams have given us so many tools at our fingertips. I think that command, like, I don't think there's really anything else that you could expand out to. It gives you the website, it gives you your marketing, it gives you so many things right there. And then yesterday, you giving us Gemini that we don't even pay for ChatGPT. I actually, Kirby helped me this morning, download it onto my phone because I couldn't get it to go onto my phone. And
Gemini's good.
you guys have given us so many tools for free that at this moment, there's no need to spend.
And I think that there's like so many ways to cut costs in different ways, like. If you're paying for Adobe Acrobat for PDF stuff, stop it. Stop paying for it.
I don't even know what that is.
It's I love PDF.com, but you have to pay for it.
Okay. I think the only thing I would say that's kind of frustrating me right now is that I haven't been transferred over to Canva Pro at this point.
Yeah.
And
That would be nice.
there's so many things that I wanna do.
Good.
At this point with my Keller Williams stuff, and they haven't transferred me over yet.
They haven't transferred anybody over. I think they're doing it region by region, because from my understanding, the agent services gal that I chat with out of Montana, they have it. They've already been, all of their agents have access to Canva Pro, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
So I'm really hoping that it.
yeah, they said Q3 and we're already halfway through Q3, yeah. So I'm hoping any minute.
So if you don't know what
Let's
we're
see.
talking about, Canva and Keller Williams partnered. So if you use
Yes.
your Keller Williams website or your email with Canva, you'll get the pro for free. You won't have to pay for the member.
Yeah,
We talked
so,
about that in our.
yeah, so if you're using Canva, make sure you're logged in through your KW email so that when that transition officially happens, you'll get access to.
Right,
the stuff.
so there's just things that I wanna download now, and I can't because it's got pro on it. I'm like, oh, hurry up.
I'm honestly surprised they said Q3 based on where they were at in that conversation, based on our contract with WeBrand and how long that goes for. I was surprised they said Q3. I would have said Q4, beginning of Q4, and then if you had it all wrapped up and ready to go and launched it in the middle of Q3, yay. You know what I mean? Instead, they said beginning of Q3 and we're sitting here halfway through Q3.
Yeah, which is fine, but that would be the
Yeah.
only thing I'm like, that's the one thing that I use almost daily, that I'm like, I wish this would hurry up.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys have given us so many tools
Yeah.
for free that I'm like,
Use the Gemini on Command as well, right?
No, that's quick. Gemini is through your KW email.
Okay.
So, and it's Google,
Yes.
it's the Google Chat GPT.
Okay.
Yeah, so you download the Gemini app onto your phone. When you log in to the app, log in using your KW email credentials and
And
it'll
then
give
it'll
you
be-
pro
It's like
for
we
free.
came, but
It'll give you pro for free. So bringing it all together, here's the big idea. These models don't work in isolation. They work together like parts of an engine. Your economic model sets the target, your lead gen model fills the pipeline, your budget model protects the bottom line. And your organizational model builds the engine to go further faster and with less burnout. These are not just ideas or action plans. When you follow the models, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, you just have to roll it forward with consistency. The best vision and models in the world won't matter much without action. We talk about the importance of focusing on your 20% activities, the highest value tasks that move your business forward. Tracking and accountability tools like your GPS and 411, so you know what to do, when to do it, and how to measure success. Using smart plans, having conversations, setting appointments, and following through with consistency and purpose. In other words, this is where the rubber meets the road. This is how you live out the models and build a vision. When you bring it all together, your vision plus models plus action, you get what we're all aiming for. A predictable, purposeful business. Profit, time, and growth. And ultimately a scalable business with freedom. That's what we've been building towards throughout this entire series, and now you have everything you need to put it into action. So as we close this journey, remember, this isn't the end, it's the beginning of your MREA path. You have the vision, you have the models, now it's time for action. Because when you live this formula out, vision plus models plus action equals results, success becomes inevitable. Let's talk about your GPS, or your 1 through 5 plan. You've already built one earlier in the series, which means you've done what most agents never do. You've created a clear, focused, one-page business plan. Now the question is, are you using it to run your business? Your 1 goal gives you direction, your 3 priorities help you filter what matters most, and your 5 strategies give you the step-by-step actions that move the business forward. The GPS isn't something you build once and file away, it's a living tool, and when used consistently, it becomes your roadmap to predictable success. So here's the reminder. Visit it weekly, let it guide your 411. Use it to prioritize. If something doesn't support your GPS, it's probably a distraction. Adjust when needed, but don't drift. Stay grounded in the vision you already set, because the truth is, success doesn't come from writing the plan, it comes from using it. So as we move into implementation and accountability, your GPS becomes the standard. It's how you measure progress, make decisions, and know if you're winning. Let's talk about how we connect that to your 411 and your calendar next. Let's talk about the powerful distinction that separates top performing business owners from those who hope for results. Lead measures versus lag measures. Lag measures are the results. They show what already happened after the fact. Things like units closed, listings taken, GCI earned, contract signed. Those are important to track. They tell if you're winning. But here's the catch. You can't control them directly. They've already happened by the time you measure them. Lead measures, on the other hand, are the activities. These are the things you can control today, this week, this month, and they directly impact the results you want later.
Is there a page for that, Lexi?
I thought so.
I don't see it.
it's that, like a few pages ahead.
No, I don't think I have anything in here.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing something.
No.
Okay, cool.
Like on the in the
Yeah, I
box where
thought
you-
it was like right there, but
Yeah,
it's just a short little flip it.
we can make something if you want.
It's okay.
It's just,
Thinking forward.
yeah.
Perfect. I
I have some quotes from, hold on, actually, let me look. Examples of lead measures include conversations started, appointments set, smart plans logged, contracts added to your database, and time blocked and used for lead generation. The power of lead measure is that they're predictive and actionable. They can give you control over your outcomes and they create your lag measures over time. So as you look at your GPS and your 411, ask yourself, are you tracking lag? Or are you focused on leads that actually move the needle? Because you can't control closings, but you can control what creates them, and that's where your focus should be. So a couple of things that I took away from Mega Agent Camp last year, that still like consistently come to the forefront of things. Are a couple quotes that I'm gonna read to you. You're either preparing yourself for your next opportunity or robbing yourself of it by the decision that you make today. That one stings a little bit. So the decision you make today to not stick to your lead generation time is affecting the opportunities that you have, right? Because there's an opportunity in there, which leads to the next one. Magic is hiding in the work you're avoiding. There is a lead, there is a buyer, there is a seller in that list of people that you have decided today wasn't important enough to call. Or something else was more important than what was actually on your list to do. Okay? Those are two of my favorite that came out of a breakfast luncheon thing that I got to do at Mega Agent Camp last year.
What was the magic quote again? Magic is.
Magic is hiding in the work that you're avoiding. Also stings a little bit.
Yeah.
Um,
Can you text those to me?
yeah.
No.
Yeah, just text it to me randomly and then I'll be like, Lexi.
Like, here, I'll share. Cause there was more in there, it was such good, it was like. The best part of Big Agent Camp was that luncheon. Molly DeMatos just has like mic drop moments, she's the best. If you ever have an opportunity. Like if you ever see the name Molly DeMatos pop up on anything and you can watch it, you can read it, you can come to it. 100% forget the lead generation and go listen to Molly. Like it's the one exception to your lead generation is Molly DeMatos.
New star lesson.
DE space MATTOS. She's a bold coach. She's the D and K score. She's all of this stuff. Yes, we should get her on to meeting. Last time I asked her, she was doing, I think it was with KW Wellness, they have an ADHD group. And she was like being a guest speaker for their ADHD group, or doing bold for them or something along those lines. It was awesome. Okay, this one is fun. This is something that I haven't done. And I think we're gonna enjoy it. So. Let's shift gears and talk about something that's just as important as models and numbers, and that's energy. Because the truth is, you don't need more time, you need more energy in the time you already have. In the MREA, Gary Keller outlines 5 types of energy that high performers manage intentionally. Spiritual energy. That is about connection to your purpose, your why. It could be prayer, meditation, time in nature, journaling, anything that grounds you. Physical energy. This is your body. Sleep, movement, nutrition, hydration, the basics that fuel your performance. Emotional energy. This is how you manage stress in relationships. Who and what lifts you up and who or what drains you. Mental energy. This is your focus and clarity. When do you do your best thinking? How do you protect your brain from noise and overload? And then business energy. This is the energy you bring to your top 20%. Lead gen, appointments, and purposeful growth. The goal is to become aware of how you're managing and renewing energy in all 5 areas, because you bring all of you to your business. So, now that you know the 5 areas, it's time to build a personal energy plan. Something that helps you stay fueled, focused, and grounded as your business grows. For each energy category, ask yourself, what activities or habits fuel me in this area? What do I need to do daily, weekly to stay charged? What boundaries do I need to set to protect that energy? Remember, the people who succeed long term aren't always the most talented. They're the ones who manage their energy intentionally. This isn't about adding more to your plate, it's about getting honest about what keeps you at your best. Okay? So you guys have in your guide a page about the energy plan components. And there are a couple on here that I didn't talk about in this. 6 is environment, design your workspace to inspire productivity, clear the clutter, clear the clutter. Surround yourself with motivating visuals and create space that encourages focus and calm, and a recovery plan. Plan intentional rest and recharging activities. Breaks and vacation and off time aren't luxuries, they're necessary for sustained energy and performance. There is a reason that European countries don't suggest vacations, it's just a part of their world. Like the United States is very off the book when it comes to how vacations and time off is done. Okay. So I want you guys to the next page in your packet should be a notes section. And I want you guys to create an energy plan for yourself. Okay. Make sure. Okay. Yeah. Now you're going to build your own energy plan. On the screen, you'll see each of the 5 energy types listed with a few reflection questions under each one. For each area, I want you to write one thing that drains your energy right now, and one thing that restores or fuels you. Then write a simple action you'll commit to in the area, something you can do daily or weekly to protect and renew that energy. Don't overthink that this is just a starting point, you can refine it later. The goal is to walk away with a plan that helps you perform and feel your best while building your business. We're gonna take a minute and I want you guys to build your energy plan, okay? So, starting with the top, spiritual energy. When you feel connected to your purpose, how will you build that into your week, okay? There's something in your world that feels draining to your spiritual energy, whatever that may be. Take note of it so that we can do our best to steer clear of it or put a boundary around it. I'm only gonna do that one thing for 1 hour a week and that's it because it drains everything I have in my spiritual being. There's a person that is just the opposite end of your spiritual, like for me, if I had somebody in my life that was just like down on church, not about it, not okay with it, and that's like their entire personality, I would have to put a bubble around them. I only deal with them if I have to, and at most for 1 hour a week because they just drain everything that I've got, right? So note that on any of these things, okay? So when you feel connected to your purpose, getting a glimpse into my life, pretty often I feel like I'm pretty centered in my spirituality right now more than I ever have been. So how will I build that into my week? I am trying my best to spend a minute with God in the morning. I have an alarm set on my phone at 6:35 where I put my phone down. Well, I get up at like 6:20. I put my phone out, I stop what I'm doing, and I just sit. And then I have an alarm set at 9:15 because I usually go to bed at like 9 o'clock to remind myself to like say an evening prayer and all of those kinds of stuff. So that's what I'm doing. I also have like a year in the Bible thing that I'm starting to go through because I finished the Bible in this year, right? So that's what I would write for spiritual energy, right? So I want you to go through this and just do this for each of them. I'm not gonna ask you to share yours. If you want to share yours with me so that I can help hold you accountable to it, I would be more than happy to, but this is something for you and only for you. So don't feel weird to write something down. It does not have to be the same spiritual thing that I picked. It can be if it's spoke to you, but it doesn't have to be, right? So go through this and I want you guys to build your energy plan. I think it would be interesting too, if you're going through these. Identify people. Who builds your energy in each of these categories. And if there's anybody who. Empties. The energy in any of these categories, like, for me, there's a person. For like both of these, same person, for both of these, that if I have to spend too much time around them. I can't do it, so I don't, right? So identify that and spend time with the people who build your energy in these categories. Purposeful time with those people. And I do want you to think about environment and recovery plan in here too. Plan your vacations and don't move them. Plan to take a week off of work. Once a quarter or twice a year, whatever that may be, and if you reach that week. And you don't have the funds to go do something, still take the week off, especially if you can get. You know. If for my dual career people, if you've got vacation time at your current job, use it. They can live without you for a week. And if they can't, then they will appreciate you more when you are back. So plan it, put it on your calendar. Take the week off, you don't have to go somewhere to take time off of work. I am also, what I am learning about myself in the last couple months, a big proponent for the random mental health day. It is okay to take a day off of work even if you don't need to take a day off. Okay,
No, that's important.
yeah,
You're gonna work on weekends and need
yeah.
just one day to rot.
The Scottish term is hurkle-durkle.
Yes.
I'm gonna use that.
Hurkle-durkle. And then it's the, so hurkle-durkle is in the morning when you like are like. Just laying in bed not doing anything, you're hurkle-durkling. So if you go to bed early and lay in bed doing nothing, my theory is durkle-hurkling. It's just the opposite. So. The random facts that I have in my head. Yeah. Everybody deserves to hurkle-durkle every once in a while.
Way more fun to say that.
Alright, so if I didn't give you enough time to finish that, please do so, please pick up wherever you left off. Super, super important that you have this. Make it pretty, write it out. Put it in Canva, make something fun out of it, post it somewhere, and make sure you are following your energy plan. Put alarms on your phone to remind you to do things. One of the things that I really wanna start doing is I really wanna start praying before I eat. It's not a habit that I have, but it's not one that I can like set an alarm for, so like that's one that I'm like, I really wanna implement that I'm struggling with, cause I never think about it until like. Afterwards, or you know what I mean, like I'm all tired and done with food and it was like, oh, well, that's great. So, if you can, and it helps. Put it on your calendar, set an alarm, do all that kind of stuff, okay? So let's end this journey with a powerful framework from the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. One that gives us a full picture of what we're building, and more importantly, who we're becoming along the way. It's the 4 milestones of a millionaire agent. Think a million, earn a million, net $1 million, give $1 million. Let's walk through each one, and as we do, I want you to reflect on which one you're stepping into now and which one you're going towards. Think $1 million. This is where it all begins. You can't outperform your mindset. This is where you build the belief that big goals are not only possible, they're necessary. You choose to think like a business owner. You stop asking, what can I do, and start asking, who do I need to become? You surround yourself with big thinkers, and you follow big goals, like the ones we studied in this series. This is where the journey begins, not with your license, but with your mindset. Earn $1 million. Once you've built the mindset, you move into production. This is where your economic model becomes real. You lead generate daily, you build your database, you convert appointments, you follow the models. You build momentum, and that momentum creates income. Earning $1 million is about doing the work that creates results. It's a systems game, a focus game, a consistency game. And it's possible when you know your numbers and live by them. Net $1 million. This is where things really shift. Earning $1 million is great, but keeping it is where you build wealth. You lead with revenue, you budget with discipline, you make smart financial decisions, you build leverage into your business, you move from being a solo agent to building a business that can scale and sustain. This is where your budget model, your organizational model, and your GPS all start to work together. Netting $1 million is what gives you freedom. Freedom to choose, freedom to grow, freedom to impact. Give $1 million. This is where everything changes. Once you've mastered the models, once you've built a business that creates income and profit consistently, you start to think about legacy. Once you've mastered the models, you start to think about legacy. You give back, you create opportunities for others, you support your family, your community, your causes, and you use your business as a vehicle for contribution. And let's be clear, you don't have to wait until you've netted $1 million to start giving. You can live generously now. But the more you build, the more you can give, and that's the goal. Hey, Joseph. Joseph, come here.
There's so many J names.
I know, I'm just Joseph right now, I'll show you it.
I'm starting to think I should go military and just start doing
I was
last.
about to say,
Miller. Yeah.
when you started this job.
Yeah.
You and Kate had a goal for what you wanted to give. Every year. If you don't know, Joseph owns a nonprofit, or runs a nonprofit in Winchester, the Royal Heart Center. You guys have surpassed that.
Yeah, so when I sat down, had conversations with both are about being the team leader here. One of my goals was to give $50,000 a year just to nonprofits, to our church, to our community. And so for me, it wasn't as much about like what can I make? It was more about what can I give. And so for me, having a background in church and a nonprofit is a big deal. Be able to sit down with my wife, be able to give that kind of money. So it's a big deal.
Money is good for the good that it can do.
That's right.
We're talking, think $1 million, earn $1 million, net $1 million, give $1 million. Do you have any other thoughts?
Look, I think the idea is this is all sequential. You don't get here without first being there. You don't get here without being here. So obviously, it all starts with. What's going on between your ears, right? It's a mindset thing, it's a belief thing, it's a. How do I remove this limiting belief or undo these things I've been taught my whole life to believe, hey, I can make it money. I'll earn it, I'll net it, and then I'll give it, right? So at the end of the day, do a lot of people do this? No. But the folks that do are able to overcome whatever limitation mentally. I think self-doubt kills more dreams than anything, so.
Thank you.
Of course.
He was here, I wanted special guest, just here.
You're gonna do value square today.
I am, that,
Okay, so we're gonna kind of wrap this up with an activity, this is the final activity of the MREA series. Grab a piece of paper, open a note in your phone, wherever you want. And I want you to write down one thing. Vertically. Vertically,
Yes.
think, so think, then earn, net, and give. On your piece of paper. And next to each one, writes this. Where am I right now? What does that milestone look like for me? So girl.
Net.
Hold on,
It's
let's
so
we'll do this together, hi.
Thanks for net. Oh, look at you, look at you, look at you.
Guys using both sides of the whiteboard.
Did we? Yes, you did. We're cool like that.
LTP mom. Okay, so you are going to do think, and then under think, you are going to write. Where am I right now?
Yeah, wearing.
I don't know.
It's like,
No, where?
Okay,
It is vertical.
yeah, so we follow directions on this.
She's, you know, she's flexy. I thought we was gonna do this, some sort of. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too,
that milestone.
Where are we?
yeah, I mean, there's that, he's on pause.
Looks like,
I mean, there's that, so.
and
Packers, situation, she loved this. And she loved Packers, so. Yeah.
what is one action?
He's not making any fun.
I'll say
I mean, yeah, no, people are calling up, he is.
move.
Same way, vertically.
Maybe center of release, no, it's.
You,
You wanna go see our paper?
did you guys write vertical?
Going nowhere. I'll turn this in, you can have it.
No, for the next one. Okay. I know. And then you're gonna do the same thing, but then you're gonna do earn. And then you're gonna have the 3 questions, and then net. 3 questions, and then keep going down on the page, then you're gonna have give and the 3 questions, okay? So, again, we're basing this off think a million, earn a million, net a million, give a million, but that's not what this has to mean to you. Joseph talked about his goal was 50,000, right? So. In the think category, big goals, big model, big vision, you won't earn what you don't believe you're capable of. Where are you right now? I've got the big goals, but I don't have the big models yet. Okay, what does the milestone look like for me? When I get the big models, it means this for me. Okay, and then what's one action I'll take to move to the next one? I'm going to do this to get 2 big models.
So funny because Lewis and I were just talking about this last night. About why I went into real estate. Is not. Based on money.
Yeah.
Money is a benefit. And that we are setting some goals that we want to do.
Yeah.
Once I reach a certain dollar amount. And I'm like, we need to set smaller goals along us, along the way, so we feel like we're getting
Yeah.
wins.
Then you're gonna do earn. Where am I right now? Towards my earning. What does that milestone look like for me when I reach that? Earn goal, that GCI goal, that. Whatever, what does that look like for me? What's one action I'll take to move to the next one? Same with net. When I net. Or where am I right now in the net? What does the milestone look like for me if I reach my net goal? Okay, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
This is your path, your journey. Your growth plan. This is what the MREA is really about, not just closings, not just money, but a business worth owning and a life worth living. Wherever you are in this journey, keep going, because the only way to fail at this is to stop. So. That is the end. Of. Finish this, okay, so Joseph starts Valley Squared at noon, I believe. So. Finish this, I'm gonna leave this right here. I'm gonna leave this up. I'm gonna stop the YouTube, but I'm gonna leave this up here. Finish that. If you're still going when Joseph starts. Maybe stop, but once you're done, run to the bathroom, go get some coffee, do whatever it is that you wanna do.
Thank you, Lexi, for doing this class.
You know.
Yeah.